Ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee is Mitch Easter.
Mitchell Blake Easter was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on November 15, 1954. Rock and roll is the catalyst that lit a fire under Easter to pick up a guitar, thanks to his parents filling the home with music and a meeting with guitarist Sam Moss. Easter's first band was the Loyal Opposition, followed by Sacred Irony. Easter then joined Rittenhouse Square with Peter Holsapple and Chris Stamey. The band split when Mitch and Chris became obsessed with recording. This opened the door to a future of recording music professionally.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mitch attended UNC Chapel Hill but continued to be involved in Stamey's band Sneakers, putting out 2 EPs in the late 70s, Sneakers and In the Red. In 1977, Mitch formed the H-Bombs, which is considered to be Chapel Hill's first punk band. Mitch began producing. In July 1980, he opened Drive-In Studio in his family's garage, aimed at providing up-and-coming bands an alternative yet affordable option to record. His first session was for the band The Crackers. Easter got in at the right time because college radio was on the rise. This gave him the opportunity to develop a style of music that became known as college rock. The studio became a hot spot for many of the originators of 80s and 90s indie rock, with sessions for REM, Pylon, Love Tractor, Game Theory, Lava Love, Marshall Crenshaw, Velvet Crush, The Windbreakers, and the Connells. Mitch's band Let's Active formed in 1981 with Faye Hunter and Sarah Romweber. They released 4 recordings on IRS Records, including Afoot, Cypress, Big Plans for Everybody, and Every Dog Has His Day. From the mid-'80s, Mitch worked in studios around the country and in Europe for artists like Suzanne Vega, The Hummingbirds, The Forget-Me-Nots, Clara Thomas and the Loud Family, Velvet Elvis, The Washington Squares, and many more. In 1994, Drive-In Studio evolved into an old house known as Brickhenge, where sessions were recorded with Motocaster, Sunvolt, Pavement, Wilco, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Polvo, and other notable 90s bands. In 2000, he opened Fidelitorium Recordings near Kernersville, which was designed to be easy for other engineers and producers to use. Sessions at that location have included a multitude of artists like Drive-By Truckers, Jeffrey Dean Foster, Mary Prankster, Alejandro Escovedo, the Gin Blossoms, the Orange Humble Band, Rainbow Kitten Surprise, the Smithereens, and even North Carolina Music Hall of Fame inductees, the Avett Brothers. Since 2010, Easter has been touring with Big Star Third all across the United States, as well as playing in Sydney, Barcelona, and London. In 2018, Mitch was Alejandro Escovedo's guitarist, and this year he has been playing in Balderdash Ltd. Mitch Easter continues to make an impact on rock and roll. One session, one guitar strum, one song at a time.
He is a power performer and producer of pop music. We're honored to have Mitch Easter here tonight himself to accept his induction. Let's give him a warm welcome. And Mitch, we have another surprise for you tonight, a video message from your friends of REM, Bill Berry, Michael Stipe, and Mike Mills.
Wow. Greetings, North Carolina. Bill Berry here, talking to you from Athens, Georgia, where unfortunately a musical commitment prevents me from attending tonight's ceremony. Mitch, you produced our first 4 records. Thanks for showing a baby band how to go about doing that. You did it patiently and taught us that every word means go. We love you, Mitch, and congratulations to all tonight's inductees. I wish you all peace and lifelong contentment.
Mitch, it's Michael and Mike in Berlin.
Hi, Mitch.
Congratulations. We wish we were there with you, but we're really happy for you.
So it's in lieu of our attendance at your inauguration into the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame, we offer you these croissants.
Would you like a pastry?
Have some pastries on us.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, y'all. That left me speechless, which might be doing you a favor, but I'm going to try to thank people. I really appreciate this. This is wild for me because I know all these really good musicians, and I'm like one of these like people from the world of teenagers making racket in the basement, and it's kind of still in the basement, you know, coming out every now and then to play at the teen center. So to be here at this esteemed event with all these great people is really, really flattering, and I really appreciate it. So let me start thanking people. I know this is kind of boring, but maybe you'll know some of these names, and I really want them to have their names said. So first of all, though, let me thank the Hall of Fame, Veronica and Adrian, for helping me and my wife Tammy get our little display together and throughout tonight. And I want to thank Dolph Ramsler for telling me about this organization, which I really didn't know about. And I want to thank Amber for showing us around tonight. And thank you for sticking around. Anyway, so let me thank my parents, Lib and Ken Easter. They loved rock music. Not all their friends did, but they did. I want to thank them for bringing home Bill Justice's Raunchy, which had a guitar solo that completely blew my mind. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I thought that maybe that's a piano. I want to thank the Newtone Company for popularizing home intercoms, because my parents had the radio on all the time and there was no escaping it. It must have done something to me. I want to thank Margot Zedrin for taking me to a James Bond movie where I heard Vic Flick play that James Bond riff on a Stratocaster, which was another mind-blowing sound. At that point, I knew I had that sound was calling me. And I want to thank Doug Muir, a friend of mine who showed me how to play the riff to Secret Agent Man, which made me think I could actually be a musician. And it's still a great riff. David Downing, my first guitar teacher, who was this cool Appalachian State student that knew that I was a kid and just wanted to learn how to play I'm a Believer, and he showed me how to do that. If you're still out there, thank you so much, because that's about all my brain could take in. But it was so thrilling to think I was playing an actual song. So I owe it to him. And then my next teacher was Bill Gwynn, who was just a great player to this day. I'm really sorry, Bill, that I didn't take you up on learning Travis picking, which would have done me a lot of good. Sam Moss from Winston-Salem was my sort of guitar mentor. He showed me the potential of being a guitar player. He was great when he was 15. He might as well have been, I don't know, 60. He knew everything, and he was just great. And then Don Dixon, my sort of recording studio mentor, also a great musician, and I still work with him. Anyway, I want to thank the scene in Winston-Salem. The church coffee houses were magnificent. It was like a place that bands could play, and it was like you were in the rock music business. And the kids came out, and it felt like show business. And I need to thank whoever put on the kiddie shows at the Carolina Theater in Winston-Salem, because it was a building like this, and we got to play on Saturday mornings, and then we got paid by getting to stay and see The Ghost and Mr. Chicken starring Don Knotts. That proved that this is definitely worth doing. This whole thing is really starting to make sense. And then let me thank my ancient and less ancient bands. The Loyal Opposition, my first band with Doug Muir, Bobby Jones, and Robin Borthwick. The Imperturbable Teutonic Griffin. I know the name just rolls off the tongue. With Sam Moss, Corky McMillan, Dale Smith, Robin Borthwick, and Danny Goff. And special mention to Chris Stamey, who provided the band name generator that we used to come up with that really good name. And Sacred Irony, who are here tonight. Probably the most important of my young person bands, because we evolved into a band that did all original songs, which was pretty radical at the time. That would be Dale Smith, Corky McMillan, Rick Reich, Ted Lyons, who is not here tonight, and Terry Rossinger, who is here tonight. Thank you guys for letting me be in your band and for being here tonight and still talking to me. That's great. Because you know how band things over the time can change. But not with them. Rittenhouse Square with Chris Stamey, Peter Holzapfel, and Bobby Locke. And I want to thank the TIAC Corporation for making the 2344 track tape machine, because that's where Chris Stamey and I made these unlistenable tapes that led to our careers in recording. And then the H-Bombs, college band, Chris Chamis, Peter Holzapfel, Robert Keeley. The Crackers, the first band I recorded, which was Steve Almus, Karen Hageloff, and Jay Peck. And then my first band that was sort of like my band where I wrote the songs, Let's Active, Faye Hunter and Sarah Romweber. That was a magical little trio while it lasted. And the band kept going even after the magical trio evolved into something a little different, but that was great too. And I want to thank Eric Marshall, John Heems, Angie Carlson, Dennis Ambrose, Fabienne Gens, and Tim Lee for contributing to that band, and JPEG. And finally today and tonight, Balderdash Ltd., the band that I'm playing with now, which is the fabulous Chris Gargis and the unbelievable Sean Lynch, both Charlotte natives who you probably have heard before because they play a lot. And then a million thanks to all the people that have worked in the studio with me over the years, and the people on both sides of the glass, the other engineers and the bands. I've just learned so much from all of you. And two of our superstars of the studio are here tonight. That is Missy Thangs and Allie Rogers, who are famous recording engineers who are only going to get more famous, and they're also musicians. Thank you all for coming so much. And then extra big thanks and all my love to Tammy, my wife. You're everything to me. And so I just can't believe I'm here. And now I think we're going to play, and we're going to remind you of why rock bands are, you know, usually in trouble with somebody. But stick around, there is more. Thank you.
And now performing live, Mitch Easter, Chris Gargis, and Sean Lynch.
You know, this rock music stuff is increasingly becoming sort of ancient music, I think. I think we're next in line to be Delta Blues. So check this out while you can. Actually, I think there are plenty of rock bands. But, I wonder if I could get a little more sound over here. I think this afternoon it was more. So yes, we're gonna do a song. We did in Let's Active. It's called Waters Part.
Big curve going by me, am I so sure? Anyway, getting unwound, you know enough to tell. The country's getting wilder. Play the moon and sky to comfort us, to tie it all together is the work of alchemists. But no one's confused at first. It's there, it's for bad or worse. What's better, wall or wire, within or without? And until I'm there, I run, finding out the waters part when our eyes see together. It's great, it's strange. About it together. We move if we think we are. You're the only one who means it. And I relay the business of America's talking. Speed's good, you're in demand. Have you heard what we're saying? Everybody does his part in a big machine that nobody fixes. Which one now? Walls, wires, within, without, and until I'm there, I run, finding out. waters part when our eyes see together. It's great, it's strange, well. Don't tell me walls, wires, but then without and until I'm there, I run, find it out, to find it out. The waters part when our eyes see together. It's great, it's strange. Together. It's great, it's strange. Thank you.
And now, on to tonight's next inductee.
The audience just won't let us.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
Some people did. All right, so after that sort of bluesy one, now we're going to do an up one. It's about dogs. It's about optimism, like dogs have.
Back in town, deep ticker tape. When we came back, everybody do a double take. We'll raise the roof, dance a kangaroo. When we came back, they called us the truest blue. We'll pull into Main Street where the sun illuminates the way, and here beneath the rainbows, just for us, where all the kids will say, every dog has its day. Lucky stars, hip hip hooray. Sure can last, but it may. Think you got it made, something hits the fan, and never look back like a wanted man. Look around this land of mirth. When we came back, they gave us the keys to earth. Sleep well at night, don't lock the gate. When we came back, they the rainbows just for us, where all the kids will sing. Every dawn has its day, lucky stars, hip hip hooray. Sure can last, but it may. You got it made, something hits the fan. I never look back like a wanted man. A trip, might get away, but we'll be back to catch some more sunny days. We'll pull into Main Street where the sun illuminates the way, and here beneath the rainbows, just for us, where all the kids will sing. Every dawn has its day, lucky stars in hip hooray. Sure can last, but it may. Think you got it made, something hits the fan. Never look back like a wanted man. Think you got it made, something hits the fan. I never look back like a wanted man. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. Don't go away.